Hello, ladies and gents, it's Dice back again, and I did it. I went and bought the Ravnica Allegiance Mythic Edition. I kind of felt sorry for Wizards of the Coast. It was still up for like a week, not being sold out. And I thought, hey, you know what? I could get some use out of this. I need to do some pack reviews of this anyways, and I'd like to just get a first-hand glimpse of what these Mythic Edition masterpieces really are. So I don't expect to ever buy another one of these again, but here we are. And we're going to tear it apart and tear the set apart. Now the set is actually not as bad as what we've been seeing in recent years, especially not last year. There's a few creative mechanics in it, but I'll talk about that as we get into it. Now, tearing this apart. We're going to start right in with the packaging here. What is this to you? What's this look like? Does it look like there's some packing damage to it? Like it got scraped up in the truck or something like that? Well, no, that's intentional. That is a design choice. I suppose it's supposed to be the Ravnica cityscape, but I mean, looking at their fat pack boxes, I guess that's what it's supposed to be. Now, when I saw it in pictures online, I always thought it was just it was what I said, packing damage. But no, apparently they're all like that. Good choice, Wizards. So let's get right into the nitty-gritty. I won't go through the entire thing in one video because I want to stretch this out and talk a little more in depth about the whole set. But maybe we'll do like 3 packs a vid, and we can do, you know, 1 vid for each of the planeswalkers that's in there. So this setup seems a little weird. What is this thing? We're barely into the video and I'm already not sure what's going on. Oh, it's got a Velcro thing on the outside. What the heck? Who decided to do it that way? That is weird. That's just weird, man. Putting a Velcro latch thing? Oh boy. It's really annoying to close too. This is like plastic Velcro. I don't even know what to call that. Velcro is not the first thing that comes to mind when I actually look at what it is. Alright, but digging right in, I do believe these are the Planeswalker packs. Given that they have the, you can barely even see that, it's so dark. But they have the Planeswalker spork on them. That would be an indication to me. And then in the sides here, we have the normal packs. Whoop, hitting my stand. And, does this come out? Does this come out now? Are we being serious here, Wizards? This thing here doesn't come out. We just have to have it like this. We can't just use this as like normal card storage or anything. It has to be goofy and weird looking. Oh, thanks a lot. Gonna have to repackage that weirdly. So we'll take one of the Planeswalker packs, throw the rest in the box in some haphazard manner, and then we'll take one from here and one from here, and do the same with them. Alright, let's cut to the chase and look at the Planeswalker one. See what we got in this guy. Come out, come out. Oh, jeez. Okay. Right in there. Let's talk about these. There's not a whole lot to talk about here, I think. Yeah, it's just kind of a mill card, whatever. Scorch Mark. Oh geez. Deals 2 damage to target creature. That creature would die this turn, exile it instead. I think that this card already exists, except it deals 3 damage. Which is right in line with Wizards of the Coast trajectory to depower all the things. Bring to trial. Exile target creature with power 4 or greater for 3 mana. Ha! I'll take my Oblivion Rings, thank you very much. Rakdos Trumpeter. Menace. Blah blah blah, just a bad shade basically. Mammoth Spider. Oh geez, do I have to do this? I have to do it. Mammoth Spider, you're just a bootleg giant spider. Get out of here. Okay, Undercity Scavenger. Enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, put 2 counters on it, then scry 2. I'm not that fond of the sacrifice a creature to do a things. Deals 3 damage to target tapped creature. If you cast the spell during your main phase, it deals 5 damage instead. Okay, I do like the addendum mechanic. Now, I've heard some people giving it crap because, oh, it doesn't actually do a thing. Well, it does do a thing. It gives you, it's a modal spell, basically. You can cast it as an instant, or you can cast it as a sorcery. And as a sorcery, it has stronger effect, which I think is a very interesting way to give a little boost to like control type of decks. And you know, people don't like control, of course, so that's probably why they're complaining about it. But as usual, it's kind of underpowered. 2 mana for 3 damage, maybe 5. There are better things to do with your mana, especially if you're not limited to a standard card pool like me. Caretaker. 0/3 defender for 1. Tap an untapped creature you control, add 1 mana of any color, and tap it. Geez, whatever happened to Overgrown Battlement or Birds of Paradise? Things like that, things that were good. All Mage's Binding. Enchanted creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So multicolor arrest, but with flash. I guess it's not terrible. I mean, there's probably better choices. Like, what was it? There was a rare one from the last Ravnica block. I can't remember what it was. It was basically an Oblivion Ring, but I guess the flash helps out. That one's actually not super bad. Bankrupt in Blood. 2 mana, has an additional cost, sacrifice 2 creatures and draw 3 cards. I do believe this is just a scaled up version of a previous card, which really, what are you getting out of this? You play the card, you sacrifice 2 creatures, and you draw 3 cards. You're up 0 cards. You gain no card advantage. I don't see a good reason to play this, really. Pitiless Pontiff. 2 mana, 2/2, sacrifice another creature, and it gains Death Touch and Indestructible until end of turn. Okay, so you can sacrifice another creature to kill the thing it's blocking, basically. Not too bad. Gates Ablaze deals X damage to each creature, reactions the number of gates you control. I hate gates. I don't know why they exist. It was a dumb idea. Anyways, Zagana, Utopian Speaker. I think this, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of the Mythic guy. Anyways, 4/4 for 4, starting out alright. When it enters the battlefield, if you control another creature with a counter on it, draw a card, and adapt 4 for 6 mana. What is that? If a creature has this creature has no +1/+1 counters on it, put 4 +1/+1 counters on it. I don't like the adapt mechanic. It's just... You know what it is? It's monstrous. It's just monstrous with a different name and a slightly different way of executing it. It's pretty boring. I don't know why they'd even bothered naming that as a mechanic. But well, the card itself seems pretty solid. Seems like a good topper for your curve in like a aggro deck. And first planeswalker we've got is Karn. I have to say it's not looking too bad. Not as bad as I thought. Let's see. Probably doesn't show up as well on the camera. But you can actually get a good view of the art. The foiling's boring. Foiling's nothing special. They didn't really do anything to make the art pop out, unfortunately, and it's just kind of your usual rainbow streaks in there. But it doesn't wash out the art too much, which is one of the complaints I have on pretty much all of the this type of card. Just for comparison, you can see the art's kind of hard to see. A lot of it's just kind of darkened out. This Karn stands out a little more. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just because of the art style, other colors. But let's see, obviously compared to the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, it's way better. You can barely even see what's going on in those. And well, the inventions are just the best looking all around. I think he's actually kind of a downgrade from those. Maybe it's just because of the darkness and the shadows on his body, I don't know. But I think these were the epitome, and even the current ones with the planeswalkers don't really hold a candle to them. Anyways, I'll be real gentle with him and move on to the next pack and start complaining about that. Okay, we got the Rakdos one. 5/2 for 3, meh. Anyways, the Spectacle ability. You may cast it for its Spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. That's a good mechanic, partly because it ties in with the previous mechanic from, I think, the original Ravnica. What was it, like Bloodlust or something like that, where I think a creature enters with +1/+1 counters if an opponent's dealt damage. So they both trigger off of the same event, so there's a lot of synergy you could have there. The last mechanic they had didn't do that. It was basically just a generic aggro style mechanic, and it didn't really have any synergy with the previous one, so that was a disappointment. This is an improvement. And Hazada Officer, or Hazda Officer, excuse me. Let's see, when it enters the battlefield, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Not terrible. Arrester's Admonition. Return target creature to its owner's hand. If you cast the spell during the main phase, draw a card. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good example of what you could do with this addendum thing. So it's a little expensive, but it helps negate the card advantage loss of, what am I thinking? Of the usual unsummoned spells and stuff like that. Assuming you play it as a sorcery. And Thirsting Shade, 1 mana of 1/1, lifelink, and the usual Shade ability for 3 mana. Nothing spectacular, but lifelink is pretty good. Oh, jeez. Oh, we gotta do this again. Let's do it down the middle. Sorry, Mammoth Spider. You're a bootleg. Next is Burn Bright. Oh, jeez. Just a generic mass pump spell. Senate Courier. Flying, and for 2 mana, it gains Vigilance until end of turn. That body is so mediocre. This could be like an aggro control card if it actually had like 2 power or more. But no, we can't have that. Let's see, Azorius Night Arbiter. 5 mana, 2/5. Can't be blocked with Vigilance. That just sounds kind of crappy. For 5 mana, that's a lot of mana to spend on, you know, recurring 2 damage. I don't know. Not too keen on that. And the lockets. Oh yes. Boring. It's basically what? The previous version of this style of mana rock, whatever you call them, things for the guilds, except it draws 2 cards instead of 1. Wonderful, wonderful, real creative. Thanks a lot, Wizards. And Frenzied Arinx. We got a cat, and it's got Riot. What the heck is Riot? Creature enters the battlefield with your choice of a +1/+1 counter or haste. Yeah, that's basically like the Unleash mechanic of the last Rakdos incarnation. I don't like it. It's just a generic have a choice or this choice. Oh boy. Split cards. Nobody likes split cards. I hate split cards. Consecrate. Exile target card from a graveyard. Draw a card. Pretty useless. And consume 4 mana. Target player sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. You gain life equal to its power. Okay, so it's a big expensive edict or graveyard hate. And just to get in depth, why do they do this? Nobody likes these things. They cost too much to cast. They look stupid. They look stupid. You have to turn them sideways to read them. Come on. Stop doing those things. I know they do it with every Ravnica, but stop it. Clear the stage. 5 mana. That's a bad sign already. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you may turn 1 graveyard to your hand. I got bored halfway through reading that card. So it can kill a reasonably small guy and raise dead. It's a last gasp with a raise dead stapled onto it. Very inefficient use of mana, by the way. And next is Junk Troller. I already hate this just looking at the 0/6 and the 4 right in the corner. Put a target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. No thanks. And Taste of Karlov. Surprisingly, they took away her cleavage window, and actually she looks alright. I thought they'd completely ruin her in this set, judging by what they did to this chick in the art for her card. Anyways, if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. That is a long-winded way of saying double your death triggers. And creature tokens you control have vigilance and lifelink. Yeah, so it's like a little bit of intangible virtue, I suppose. That's pretty cool. I really hate the wording on that first ability. There must be a better way to word it, but it's Wizards, I don't trust them. And last of the 3. What have we got? Gore Clan Wrecker. I already told you how I feel about Riot. There's nothing special. Civic Stalwart. Blah, blah, blah. Did I? Oh no, that was another one that was like, gives 1 creature +1/+1. Quench! Oh, Quench! Look at that. Jeez. Thank you, Wizards. Thank you. Now I, a casual player, can also play a card that's kind of almost not as good as Mana Leak. Because I never had any cards like that before. And definitely not cards that are better than this one. Nah, good thing you printed this. Oh, Rubble Slinger. Also, never been fond of the frames for the hybrid mana cards. That's not really, I mean, this is just a French vanilla thing. Nothing really to say about it. It's boring. Oh, we've seen this guy. Gift of Strength. +3/+3 and gains reach until end of turn. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, considering Giant Growth. Giant Growth is probably a little underpowered. So you probably could have cut this down to 1 and not really broken anything, but whatever. Footlight Fiend. Ah, yes. Can barely tell what is being pointed out in the artwork here. If you get real close, you can see that there's a little devil guy with a candle on his head that just kind of looks like part of the other candles. Anyways, 1 mana, 1/1. When it dies, deal 1 damage to any target. That's actually not bad. And 4/4 for 5 with Riot. And pretty standard stuff for common. Not too underpowered, nothing spectacular. Active Treason. Oh, we got this again, huh? Whatever happened to like Mark of Mutiny or something? Let's get a variant in there. Get the Point. 5 mana, destroy target creature, scry 1. I'm pretty sure you could have shaved a mana or 2 off of there for that. Also, why is black and red scrying? Is that a thing they're giving red now, or is that a feature of black? I never heard of that being in black red before, but whatever. Sphinx of New Prav. Okay, 4 mana with heavy color cost. 4/3 flying and vigilance. Spells your opponent's cast to target this thing costs 2 more to cast. Okay, so he's got a little bit of spell protection. That's a really heavy color commitment, though. I think he could have stood to be a 4/4 for that. And Night of the Last Breath. 4/4 for 7? 7 mana, huh? Okay. And for 3 mana and sacrifice another non-token creature, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. Because what else do spirits have besides flying? So what? An Afterlife 3? I'm not seeing why he costs 7. I don't get it. Wizards? Is this measuring up with you? Does this seem okay with you? I mean, okay, maybe he's in an Afterlife centric deck. He can buff up your token production, but I mean, he only makes a 3/3 after he dies. And also, I need to comment on the Afterlife thing. The fact that when you trigger Afterlife, it makes 3 1/1 spirits instead of 1 spirit 3/3. That seems like a flavor fail. This guy dies and a bunch of spirits come out of him. How many souls does the dude have? Huh? How many souls are in there? Tower Defense. Oh, aren't you clever, wizards? 2 mana, creature you control get +0, +5, and gain reach until end of turn. Is anybody going to put that in a deck? No, nobody's going to put that in a deck. I'm not even reading that. Okay. That's all we've got. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe, leave me some feedback, and check out more videos. And in case you haven't heard, I've got my own game I'm working on. Domain. It's a little bit like Magic, a little bit not like Magic. But you can check out some more about it in the links in the description. And I should have some new videos on it sometime soon, because I've been making some finalizing changes to it, and there's a lot of stuff I need to go over, so I'll see you guys later.